up everyone? Hope you're all doing well. Thanks for tuning in to Hiking with Derek. This is a series where I take a person of interest out with me for a chat. Last week I had Amanda Delaney, before that I had Kwanjay Chan, and before that I had Pat Dively. And this week I'm delighted to say that I have someone very interesting with me. He's an author, he's a comedian, and he's a talent judge. He used to have a special eye and now he's just a special guy. It's Jason Byrne.
All right, Derek.
How are you doing, Jason?
Yeah, grand, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I just, sorry I'm late now because I had to walk from Ballantyre. You know, to get here.
So you're tired?
Yes, that's about a 2-hour hike. So we're going, I'll be grand though.
Does that mean you want to go back now?
No, I'm all right. I have my car keys. I've got my car keys in this. That's what you need a backpack.
Can we show people your bag?
Yeah, look at that, look.
Because I'm actually wondering, do your car keys even fit in that?
Yeah, they're in there, look. So this is for water, which I don't have. And I think this is for your phone or something.
But you're ultra light, that's the thing nowadays.
You wait a sec, look. Do I look good now?
It looks fantastic. You look great.
Derek, this is not like a Bear Grylls thing around, is it?
It's not a Bear Grylls.
Up like
no.
Fist up a sheep's hole and hanging off a cliff somewhere.
No, but we'll get you back by tomorrow. We'll just sleep up here somewhere out in the wild.
You know what? As you arrive here and you've got no bag or nothing, that's my worry. You have a bit of tarpaulin up here or something.
I don't need anything. I've got you out with me.
Oh,
so
yeah. This is cool though, isn't it?
It's beautiful.
How do you say these words
so
again?
we're into Braddon at the moment. For anyone that's watching and wondering where we are, we won't be here by the time this video comes up in case you come up here. But it's to Braddon. The mountain behind us is called the Braddon Mountain.
Oh, okay.
And you're from Ballantyre, right?
Yeah.
Which is just down the road.
Yeah, literally, my ma will hear me if I call her. put the kettle on.
Is this somewhere that you would have come up then, like for say your childhood? Have you memories up here?
So I'd be more like directly with Ticknock.
Yeah.
That's where I am. You know, as in Tree Rock.
Yeah.
That's the line. And now the M50 runs through there. But we used to literally just walk up into that mountain.
I remember you talking about this. You said that you were raised outdoors, like on the street, that sort of thing. And I think what you were getting at was that that's not so much the case anymore, you know, because people are online or gaming and all that.
Yeah, but it's just the way culture has changed, you know. Like I brought my son and my niece and my nephew up into Ticknock actually. You know where the cycle track is and all?
I do, yeah.
So I brought them up there and they were moaning all the way. And they were like, oh my God, we don't know how. And the minute they started, we got out and we walked up towards Tree Rock, they were into it like.
They loved it, yeah. Once they started biking down it then, was it?
Well, they know when we were walking. No, we were walking
okay,
up.
yeah.
And then we come back down, they were loving it and all. And then they got back in the car and got back in and then got back in their gaming. They were just like, go back to gaming. But they do like it. It's just.
I find that's the way with everything though, right? Because like it's even if you're going out for a run, you do a lot of running. Yeah. Sometimes you don't want to get out there and do it. But once you're out there and doing it, you're like, oh, I'm glad I'm out here now.
Like, look at this. Like,
you're saying trick them.
Well, yeah, I tricked them, right? And then I was playing games up here with them. Because they like, because they're like 13 and 14 years of age, when they're gaming, and what they're listening to on YouTube and the stuff they're watching is insane, right? So make this kind of the same thing.
Make this their Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah, exactly. So I was going, so we go off the track, we go into the dark bit and I go, oh my God, we'll definitely find something in there. And they're going, yeah, what's in there? It's going, because I kept saying, don't go in there, you're not allowed. Right. And they're going, yeah, come on. So they went into where they were not allowed, and lo and behold, we went in for about 10 minutes and we found a bloke's tent. Some fella living there. And then of course one of the other lads went, he's a serial killer. Definitely he's a serial killer, like, you know, messing them around. Right. But I was talking to, because I do this podcast called Mind Your Loaf as well. Dr. Nicola Hamilton. Dr. Nicola Hamilton.
Hamilton, yeah.
My lips are going numb. And are we getting higher there?
It's the altitude, that's what it is, yeah.
And she's a cyber psychologist. And she was saying with the kids, look, we all just calm down, all the parents. Because we're going, they're online too much, they're blah, blah, blah. First of all, and then she kind of broke it down really well. And she said, oh, here, just stop here for a second and just flick that camera around. Now that's real serial killer path in front of you.
Oh, the one here?
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, it is actually.
Yeah, that's all death.
Why do we keep talking about serial killers? Is it maybe we're watching too much Netflix as well?
I don't know, yeah.
That's what everyone I find during lockdown, everyone's watching serial killer movies.
Yeah, I know.
What's all that about?
That's happening a lot, like Dexter. That's a big one, do you know what I mean?
Or Not Making a Murder. There's another one that's it. Well, there's loads of them.
There's a real weird one called Nurse Ratched now.
Oh yeah, seen that. I see that advertised. Yeah.
The colours, it's just the colours in it, man. But anyway, so she's the cyber psychologist said She said, because I said my sons like they'd be all online all the time and all. She goes, yeah, don't worry, it's fine. It's actually, as long as they get a bit of exercise and they get their homework and all done.
Yeah.
She says that's where they all exist now. That's how they talk to each other.
Right.
And she said sometimes it's worse to have them offline because they don't know what's going on with their mates. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they get a little bit angsty that way.
Well, I say to people often message me asking how they can encourage their kids to get outdoors, and I tell them, first of all, I'm not the person to ask. I don't have kids. I don't know anything about kids.
Yeah.
But one thing I do say is, look, if they want to use their phone to take pictures, encourage them to do it. Just say it's okay. Just don't give them a hard time over it. Let them do whatever they want once they get out there, because otherwise it's not going to be fun.
Yeah,
right?
you know, like, look, when we were kids, right, what did you do? I'm 14.
I played curbs.
You played curbs, right?
Yeah.
So did I. So you went outside away from your parents.
Right.
And you spent the whole day away from your parents out on the wall. Sitting on the wall with your mates.
Yeah, sitting on the bars,
Well, this online thing is the same thing as sitting on the wall. They don't want to be sitting with you anyway. and
Did you have strict parents when you were growing up?
No.
You didn't?
No.
It's the opposite, was it?
Yeah, I remember, like, I don't know if you should work backwards, but like my dad, well, he only died about 6 months ago.
Yeah, sorry
now.
to hear about your dad.
Yeah,
that was 6 months ago.
It's your fault, definitely is. Can you believe Derek killed me dad? It's unbelievable. He's up here buried
We'll go
somewhere.
this way.
We're going to see me
I
dad.
have a shallow grave built down here.
So me mum and dad were very laid back. So my dad worked for Guinness. We lived in a house in Satan, Ludford, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
My dad was the type of dad like all the dads that came home, had their dinner, had a pint.
Yeah.
You'd never see him at a school play, at a football match. And I remember saying I did his eulogy, and I was saying he just thought everybody was an Elwyn. Do you know what I mean? So, and I mean, he thought fellas were Elwyns as well. Because I would be there going, you know, I'd say, Dad, why do you ever go to a school play? He'd go, I'll be full of Elwyns. I mean, what do you mean, like women? He goes, nah, those men as well. You know, those, he used to call men that went to school plays and looked after their kids Elwyns, right?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, Dad, that's what you're supposed to do. And so he kind of let us be.
I read that you didn't get brought on holidays and your dad had a good reason for not bringing you to, where was it, Spain?
The two of them, my mum and my dad, was so funny. They're like going, they'd be going, right, we're off to Spain. They'd be going, oh wow. And me going, and he'd say,
You thinking you're going?
yeah, he'd say, no, you wouldn't, you're not coming. We went, why not? And he said, because it'd be too hot and you won't enjoy it. Right, but he wanted to go on the piss with all his brothers and sisters. So
Right.
we ended up in neighbours' houses and everything. But,
Back at Ludford Drive.
but saying that, right?
Yeah.
I did go to the Isle of Man with them, and I did other holidays. Like I remember, because there was loads of us would sit in the field in Ludford Drive, all the lads and all the girls. And the worst thing we'd want to do was go on holidays with our parents, because, like, you know, basically the kid would sit down and go, "How are you?" And he'd go, "Oh, I'm shy. Oh, we have to go to Spain next week for 2 weeks with these poxy parents."
Your mother was a professional ballroom dancer.
Yeah, she was. She left Ireland and studied in London. Ballroom dancing, do you know what I mean?
Wow.
The full whack.
Legit, yeah.
But this is it. This is how different the world is now.
Mm.
Because now, for a woman to do that now is amazing. You know what I mean? And yeah, go girl.
Yeah.
Get over to London and do your thing and all. But then, like my nana and all was saying to my mum, "Oh, geez, what are you doing? You have to get yourself a husband." Like all this shit.
Yeah.
Right? She knew the judges on Strictly, like Len and all them. She would have danced with them.
Wow.
She knew all them. And so my mum could have been like, we see this.
Would that not qualify you to be a judge on Strictly Come Dancing then?
Yeah. I don't think Strictly BBC have really, you know, delved into how skilled I could be.
They need to up their game, do they?
Yeah, they need to get me in there.
That's definitely how you got into comedy, or how you end up in comedy.
I would say yeah, but I would say because what they always say, they do say that like your parents are the blueprint of kind of what you'll end up like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And depending on how young you are when you've lost them. But like I watched how funny my dad was and how funny my mum was.
Mm.
And then with comedy and a lot of things like, well, comedy actually especially, you need lots of confidence. So I had loads of confidence I had like loads of Elwins and outfitters always knocking into our house. All these...
To practice?
No, just these fictitious uncles and aunties that used to come into our house.
Yeah.
Like for when my mum and dad came back from the pub. Everybody was my uncle and auntie. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm talking to them when I'm like 10 and 11 and like...
So you mean that built your social confidence sort of thing?
Yeah, I had a massive social life that way.
Because I wondered about when you first started doing comedy, right, standing on stage, that's a big thing for people. It's a big thing for me too, is that the fear of that. So I do a bit of public speaking now.
Yeah, no, well done.
But I'm not going up and bearing my soul the way you do, because you don't know whether they're going to laugh. Well, you have a better idea now, but when you started out, how did you deal with that fear factor?
Okay, you see, and that's the reason why I'm here with you as well. I love when somebody asks me to do something a little bit different. Right. And I always go, oh yeah, I'd love to do that. So unfortunately, I went to a comedy club with my friend Martin Byrne, and we watched the comedian, and then there was a joke competition that night. And the joke competition was not, you didn't get up and tell a joke, you wrote it down. And Barry Murphy was running it, he's from Après Match. Don't know if you know Barry. And anyway, the joke was, oh yeah, what's the difference between Eamon de Valera and Mary Robinson, right? And I went, Eamon de Valera doesn't live next door to my ma. Just an obscure mad thing. But Barry, being obscure, and he was in then days, he was in a really obscure trio called Mr. Trellis, which was Ardla Hanlon, you know, Dougal. Yeah. And Kevin Gildee and Barry and oh my God, oh he's gonna kill me. Anyway, there was three of them for definite, and then so he picked that as the winning joke, and I got a Foster's hat and a thing, and a Foster's bottle, and then Martin Byrne said to him, he wants to do comedy. He went, no I don't, and then Barry went, well tell you what, why don't you do 8 open spots? And I can't, my brain's mad.
Where were the open spots? In
the International Bar in Wicklow Street.
Right, upstairs, yeah. And
I just couldn't resist. I went, yeah, alright. And then when I left, I went, what have I done?
That's an intimidating little place, I'd say, because it's so small. You can hear everything they're saying, right?
Well, the first gig I did, I had all my mates at it, and I had a great time, right? And they're all laughing, oh, that was great. And the second time I did it, nobody gave a shit who I was. It was just strangers, and it didn't go as well.
Were they chalk and cheese, were they?
I was like, oh, jeez. Yeah, because my mates were all encouraging me and going, oh, very good. I used to do silly props and all. But the second time was like, it was kind of half and half. People more nervous for me, and then as a performer, you gain loads of stage confidence. Because if you start this is mad, because this is the mad thing with the coronavirus as well, is the sheep mentality that we have. Do you know what I mean? The fear that's injected into society now with COVID is spreading, because we think that's, you know, we're all getting, oh my God, do you have it, do you have it, do you have it? But that's what happens when you're on stage, is that if I get nervous on stage and I start looking like I'm losing it, the audience start to lose it. It's mad to watch.
Right, and does that project back onto you then?
No, it just goes into but it goes into them, mainly, and then they just stop laughing, and then you die in your arse.
Really?
But you'll ask
fascinating to know.
Ask anybody in the audience afterwards, if they watch somebody who dies, they just go, I was absolutely mortified for him.
Yeah, because they want you to do well, right?
Yeah, that's what I say to new comics as well. Don't worry when you're going out on stage. All those people don't want you to fail. That's in everything in life, though. Do you know what I mean? Like your teachers in school, they don't want you not to do well. You know, when you go, oh, my teacher's a wank bag, I can't stand him. Right. You know what I mean? But he doesn't want you to fail.
Well, some of them do. What about that teacher that made you read out the imaginary date essay?
Oh no, I'm talking about 80s teachers there. They're useless. Teachers now, great. Really good. No, yeah, that's right. I wrote my first ever performance ever was in English class. Yeah. And we had to write an essay, a random essay. And I wrote an essay about going on a date with medallions and hairy chest I stuck on and white suit. And my teacher called me up to the edge of the table. He went, Byrne, up here now. And I went, what? He goes, this is disgraceful, this, right? Not like as in dirty or anything. Yeah. He just thought I was taking the piss out of him. He goes, read that out. So I read it out and all the class started laughing. And he went real red-faced.
Oh, they loved it.
Yeah, they loved it. And then he sat me back down. But I was
that's hilarious, because you've now written something like 3 or 4. How many books have you written?
Well, 4 now. So one book was The Wonky-Eyed Boy, which was about me growing up in Ballantyre from the age of 5 to 15.
The Adventures of Onion O'Brien.
Yeah, that's the kids' book. Yeah. So
what got you into writing children's books? That's what I was curious about. Because when I first saw that you were writing books, I was thinking, but then I was like, children's books. So what was the motivation?
Well, the first one wasn't children's books. Right. So the second one, the motivation again was a challenge, because Gail Books, who do my stuff, said, you see that you as a kid in that first book, you know, in the 80s. Yeah. Could you lift him out and put him in a little gang and make him into like a children's book? And I never say no to shit like this, you see.
Like the Hardy Boys.
Yeah, there's like Hardy Boys, like
Or Secret Seven.
yeah, the Red Hand Gang, all that stuff. And that's what they are now. So
Did you read those type of books when you were young?
No, I never read books.
Yeah.
Now I do read more than I ever did before. Especially now because I have this podcast, this Mind Your Life podcast, and I have to read up on people, and I have to like look up psychotherapy. And I was talking to a neuroscientist there not so long ago, and I didn't even know what that was. I had to go and look that up. I go, what the hell is that? So when I talked to the neuroscientist, Paul Moore was his name, I got 2 episodes of him on my Mind Your Life. And on that, because a lot of us right now are suffering from depression and anxiety and the what ifs, he actually went into something, because I had spoken to loads of different therapists and different walks of life, and Pat Dibley as well, he was brilliant as well in life coaching, but I'd never talked to anybody about the actual mechanics of your brain.
Right.
And Paul was so calm and brilliant, and he knew I was like, I said, now listen, I am layman terms here, so watch with all the big lingo.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, okay. So yeah, just how he basically explained why you're sad, you know, the chemicals in your brain, why you're happy, why you freak out, like all
it makes
these
all
things.
the difference, doesn't it?
Yeah,
when,
and then
when you understand why.
You're like, oh my god. And then at the very end of the day, I was going, so what can I do to stop me getting upset or like, you know, or getting too anxious? He goes, don't eat processed foods, do yoga or meditation or Pilates, do your running. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's it. It's like, and do you know what I always learned about mental health and well-being, and with my therapist and everybody, and standing with you and everyone, that we already know all this stuff. I always say we're like radios that just need to be tuned in a little. Yeah. And once someone tunes you in, you're like, oh,
that's a good way of putting it. You know who's very good at talking about that? Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
And he says, because I wanted to ask you about motivation for, say, like doing comedy or anything that you do. Yeah. Jim Carrey says that when he was growing up as a kid, he used to perform for his family and friends, and he'd alchemize different issues, like problems within the family, into his performances. And then he woke up one night and he realised why he was doing all this, and he was like, he was freeing people of concern. Yeah. For those few minutes or that half hour or the hour. Yeah. And he said that's been his motivation going through life then, was to free people from concern, like with his gigs or with his acting and all that sort of thing. Yeah, so I didn't know whether that, can you relate to that?
Yeah, I think I've been doing that since I was 6 years old, 7 years old probably. Yeah. I'm a real minder, do you know what I mean? Right. So like basically, when I went to therapy, first of all, so I'm always worried about everybody else. And when I knew that my therapist was definitely for me, was when I sat in and she was listening to what I was talking about, you know, worrying about my children, because I'm separated now, making sure my ex-wife's okay, making sure like people that I work with and people who work for me, me dad, me mum, like, and then she just stopped and she just went, who the fuck do you think you are, right? Okay. And I went, what? Because I was telling her I was worried about all these people. Yeah. And she says, yeah, who the fuck do you think you are? And I went, I don't know, what are you talking about? She goes, you're not God. You can't control any of their lives. So stop doing that, do you know what I mean? And stop worrying about them all. And it's called omnipotent, it was called. That's
the word to describe it?
Yeah. And I went, and of course I pretended.
A lot of people like that then, yeah?
I pretend I knew that word as well, of course. I went, oh yeah, and omnipotent. She went, omnipotent? I went, yeah, anyway, godlike, yeah. So I've been like that, yeah. I have tried to turn bad situations into funny situations all the time. Do you know what I mean? Like if your mum and dad are
it's
fighting.
Not instinctively, it's an Irish thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, I think it is. We do.
Like comedy's worldwide, obviously, but it's something that Irish people do in general.
Yeah, we're doing it now with the COVID. There is warriors out there, but there's lots of people that are... actually, there's a brilliant book called Man's Search for Meaning.
Oh, I've read it, yeah, Viktor Frankl.
Yeah, but you know the bit where he said that humour was more or less what kept him alive?
Yeah, yeah.
So that's what we do as Irish people. The other fella who said he dreamt that they were going to be liberated.
Yeah,
and he was going, no, don't do that.
Yeah, the hope is...
Don't put a date on it. And then your man passed away when he didn't get liberated. But that's what I'm saying about this as well with COVID. We have to stop putting a date on it. And just
getting on with it.
Well, we just okay. This is a weird one, but just join in with what's going on. Just do whatever's going on right now, and don't try and fight it, and don't put a date on it, because we keep going. Christmas now. They'll have a vaccine by Christmas. They'll have it by summer. We'll be all back then. And even you said it to me down there, because I'm not gigging. You know what I mean? And you know they're saying like, oh, you'll be back gigging soon, but I probably won't. So I just have to see when. Yeah, there is a lot of people sitting in their houses and they're just like, you know, you know, just so down and they're just letting the COVID thing. And as well, another friend of mine, Andy Cope, who's a professor of happiness, he says, watch the news in the morning maybe, and then that's it. But don't marinate yourself in the news.
Yeah.
That we do like that a bit as well. You're going, oh my God, COVID, jeez, cover yourself in the news, cover yourself. Who's dead? Who's got it? Oh my God, we're never going to get out of here. The economy's gone. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And my dad, who's now, whatever, 6 months gone, he wouldn't have been marinating himself in this. He would have been going out to the shed, having his fag and his whiskey.
Right.
He would have been wandering up the road. You know what I mean? Even when they were supposed to be like in this cocoon thing.
Yeah. That was 6 months ago when your outfit passed away.
Yeah, it was February 24th, the day before my birthday.
Yeah.
And me and my mum were born on the same day. And my fucking dad goes and dies the day before. So probably he didn't have to buy us a present.
I saw you on the Des Bishop podcast because you talked about this quite a lot, right? And the podcast was really good too. But it still seemed, what a weird time for something like that to happen.
Yeah.
Like, you think that must have affected you in some way more than it would had it not been a lockdown, you know what I mean? Because we're all locked up.
No, but we weren't locked down then. No. Because he died just before anything happened.
Right.
That's what I
2 weeks?
Yeah, because it happened in March.
Yeah.
The lockdown and all that
But
stuff.
then the grief obviously will come after that
Oh,
too, right?
yeah. Then I was, now what was really weird was that my mum, she was in cocooning.
Yeah.
And then, I didn't know. I don't know what happens when someone dies close to you. I didn't have a clue. But yeah, it's the usual. You're busy organising a funeral, you know, inviting people to the wake, paying for stuff, getting things done. Oh my God, then we had to go through all his bleeding stuff in his drawers.
Yeah.
Trying to see, like, you know, if we were worth a fortune.
Yeah.
Turns out we weren't. So what happened was the grieving afterwards, that came afterwards when we were all in lockdown. That was weird then.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't go to ma, I couldn't hug my ma, couldn't see her, couldn't see my sisters, my brother was in Sweden. We were all like stuck away from each other when we were supposed to be grieving.
Yeah.
Yeah, the positive thing I look at is my dad died at 81.
Yeah.
He was driving his car and all the day before.
Yeah.
He was up there having pints.
Yeah.
He never would have been able to survive old age. Like, as in, like, my legs are gone. Like, you know, deteriorating like that.
Right.
Which probably would have been happening in the next 4 years, maybe. Because he wasn't fit, man. Like, he was a fit man. He'd be, like, grand. Walking up the shops and all. But he was a smoker and a drinker. So about 85, that would have been coming in hard on him.
Yeah.
And then, so he didn't have to suffer that. And he didn't have to suffer the COVID. Or go through that at all. Or anything. So he kind of clocked out.
It's also a good innings, right?
81, you say a good innings, then everybody always says it, but it's shite when they die, even if they're 98. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Because my dad had a stroke and he was in the hospital for about a day, you know, slowly getting more strokes. But there was a little bit in me that was going, because that's the other thing we were saying, look, lucky we didn't have to bring him home like that. Do you know what I mean? But then there was a little bit going, yeah, we wouldn't mind though. Even though he'd be completely gone, he'd still be alive.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? That bit. But then, of course, I met loads of people with their parents that are, you know, that are stroke victims.
Yeah.
And they do go, oh my God, I wish they would just die. It's just a horrible life. But at the same time, they go, yeah, but they're still alive.
I can relate to that too, because both my parents were cancer and they passed away within 2 years of each other. But, so we watched a lot of suffering before that in both cases.
Slow. My father-in-law had that,
Right, and it's a horrible, like lots of people would know, it's a horrible thing to watch. But I actually found that in the years after that, grief is a weird thing. Like, it can come and go, it can get worse years later on, and then you can make peace with it. But I found more than anything, and it sounds terrible depending on who you're saying it to, I found it liberating. When my parents had passed away after a few years, I said to myself, you know what, I actually don't have that much time left myself, so I'm going to get real weird with it.
Yeah.
You know, and it actually releases you to start doing whatever the hell you want to do, or more so whatever the hell you should have been doing in life.
Good year now, I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'd recommend it like loads.
Can I ask you, will I go to the Zip It?
It's closed now, you know.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
Yeah, that's a nice walk though.
I'm
And then you can go down through the forest, like.
okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
Fair play to her.
Yeah.
So there's loneliness can be a...
You know that's not the way to zip it, right? Joking, man. It is.
Let's go, hang on, Derek. I'm not that bad. Oh my God, Derek, the other thing is...
So you're saying if you squeeze it tight, then you don't get stung.
pinch
That's
it
simple,
really
yeah?
hard, it won't hurt you.
Now, is this an old wives' tale, or
No, it's real.
when was the last time you tested it?
I don't know, I'm always doing it and nobody ever thinks it's exciting.
Okay, let's see. Right, here we go. Here's the
The thing
net.
is, there should be dock leaves near, right, to rub off, but I can never find that.
Right, I think you'll survive it.
Are you ready? Here's a good one here now, look.
Yeah.
You ready? So you go underneath it here. Hang on. Oh my god, there's a bloody cobweb on it. Right, here we go, ready?
Yeah.
So if you go like this, like that, and that won't. Now nobody can see that it hasn't stung me. But I tell you, that would like cripple you.
No. Also, nobody can see the pain you're hiding right now.
No, it's great. They're the ones that can just walk for miles.
Yeah.
On that Cumber Mountain thing, there was 2 elvins in their 60s.
How can you spot them?
Huge calves. Like huge calves, like as in like muscle.
Yeah.
There was these elvins, and they always had their sticks.
What are you doing looking at their calves?
That's because I'm a runner. I always do that.
You're comparing them.
Yeah. Because I'm a runner, I always go check the calves to see if anybody.
That's like, have you ever watched Entourage?
Yeah.
Remember he goes mad about calves.
Oh God,
he wants
yeah.
to bit work on his calves, and he's going around complimenting people on their calves. I heard you say before that if you were to be given a superpower, what would it be? And you said the ability to shut up.
Yeah, probably. And that'd be more in my brain.
Right.
Because even when I'm getting here, like I'm driving, because I put up actually a post, and I was driving, but I put the camera out on the car on this little stand thing, you know the dashboard.
Yeah.
And I was driving, and as I was driving, I just went field, fence, stone, car, road, sky, cloud, because that's what I do in my head. Like all the time. I would have been a brilliant forensic scientist or something.
The most annoying forensic scientist.
Yeah, I'm like a Sherlock Holmes, except I have like, you know.
Hey, yeah.
Oh, it's my brother.
Yeah. Anything important? He's getting married today, is he?
No, it was his birthday yesterday.
Oh, hello. You're a happy one, ain't you? Hello.
Hiya.
How you doing? Keep calm and walk the dog.
Yeah.
That's it.
The only thing to do.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, the PR woman from the book is ringing me saying don't forget about the interview tomorrow.
Right.
Which I know about.
Did you forget about it?
How did I forget about it tomorrow?
Maybe you made plans for tomorrow. Does she not know you're camping up here tonight?
Yeah, no, we're going anywhere now. No phone reception, nothing.
How you doing?
How are you? Is that right? Good, how are you? Where were you?
Up to Ferry Castle just before we go back and do the school run.
Oh my God, well done.
Freedom mornings, you know.
Yeah, I know. Keep that up. All right, see you later. The mammies.
How much did you pay them to say hello?
Yeah, they've been up here for hours.
Do you get recognised a lot? You must get recognised all the time in Dublin at least.
Yeah.
All the time,
Yeah, I do, yeah. But they do that kind of thing. Oh, hey, Jason. It's
Yeah.
like, as if they've been speaking to me all their life.
Do you ever wear a disguise out of any kind?
Yeah,
I hear about people that they wear glasses or they don't wear their glasses,
Well,
so people won't.
the cap is amazing.
Is it?
I remember Ryan Tuberty saying that, like, he just goes around with no hat now, he doesn't give a shite. Because people come up to him going, I can see you under there. Like, mad shit like that.
Yeah.
But, like, it's mad because in Ireland, like, when people know you, it's like a cousin or a friend. They know you that way.
Oh, right.
When you're famous.
Yeah.
So like if somebody, like, you know, Matt Damon's here filming right now.
Yeah.
If an Irish person met Matt Damon, he'd come up to him and go, "All right, Matt, how are you?" Where he'd be going, he'd probably go, "Do I know?" Because it's a different way. Because in America, American people, they go, "Oh my God, it's Matt Damon," and totally making sure that he knows that they're fans. But in Ireland, we don't do that. "All right, Matt," and he'd be going, "What? You're in my living room as Jason Byrne." Do you not know me? You know what I mean? That's what we do.
Actually, I walked past Ryan Tuberty about 15 years ago.
He's very good at stopping.
Is he?
Yeah,
Right, I didn't stop him, but you know, it was really weird because I was crossing Bagot Street going back to my job, and he looked at me and said hello as if he knew me. And I was thinking afterwards, that's smart. That's reverse psychology there.
He's
like,
doing that. Hello! And you're going, oh. But
so
you know, funny enough,
it was really, he did it really well now, I have to say. I was very impressed.
Well,
Hello. Oh, he's lovely.
yeah.
Hello.
So,
How you doing?
how you doing?
How you doing? It's a grand little walk, isn't it?
No, it's fine, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm fine.
You're fit enough though. You were telling me you do a lot of running, right?
Yeah, I still do, like if I've had a really bad day, like, you know, just something's going on, I just get my runners, throw them in the car and I leg it.
Great.
Like as I go, I don't put them in the car and then drive around and then take them back out again and go. No, I actually wear them. And I'll go to Portmarnock or I'll go to Malahide.
And you're doing that for the head, yeah?
Yeah, just for the head.
Yeah.
Because I remember posting up something. I'd finished I did a 10k run. And I just stopped and I went, just before this run, everything was shit. Everything was annoying me. I didn't want to do anything. I was so worried about loads of things. And I says, right now, nothing's worrying me. Like, nothing's bothering me at all. And that's that thing with that neuroscience says. It says, like, if you can get all that going, you know, worry finds it very hard to get in there.
Right.
It's trying to get in if you're just blocking it. And fitness is so important.
You don't happen to know anyone that texted Sonia O'Sullivan one time and asked if they could go train with her?
Oh, yeah, I did. Again. No. Hey. What? How are you?
How you doing?
That's really weird. But you know the way people say they look like their dogs? So I just went to pet that dog. I had never met that man. I looked up and he has the same face as his dog. The exact same face. Wow. Again, here's me challenges. I found out that Sonia Sullivan lived in Melbourne. I was going, oh my God, that's amazing. And I was running out there, you know, obviously training, like running in Australia is beautiful. It's always lovely and warm.
Yeah, nice temperature for it, yeah.
There's loads of running paths, walking paths. So I texted Sonia and went, do you live here? She went, yeah. And she said, would you be up for a run? This is an Olympic runner. You up for a run? And here's me thinking, oh yeah, you got. She goes, yeah. So she gave me her address. She's in Melbourne. And I met her and it was so funny. She's the nicest woman in the world though. She's so lovely, yeah.
Yeah, she seems that way.
Oh my God, she's such an inspiration. And so she said she had her dog with her. And she goes, right, come on. And we went out her back gate into a park. And we started running. We ran for about 10 kilometers. And you know, you can't hear her hitting the ground. She's so light at running. She has it to a T, obviously. So she's just going, and I'm going, and then going, sorry. And she's talking loads. I'm trying to talk as well, but I'm also trying to keep up with her. Because she's in her 50s now, but she's still really fast.
Right.
And we get to a park, and I thought it was the end. And she goes, yeah, right, we'll start here. I went, what do you mean we'll start here? She goes, yeah, we'll train here. I went, oh my God. So she did like proper running training.
Yeah.
So she did like, both of us ran as fast as we could on an oval, like a cricket pitch, for 2.5 minutes as fast as she could.
Oh wow.
Right? So she was obviously way ahead of me. I thought I'd need more than this one. And she was way ahead of me. So after 2.5 minutes, you just stop where you are and you walk for 30 seconds. She had the watch. And instead of her going, you can go now, she was on the other side of the pitch. She had to go, now! I'd run and she'd catch me again. She was lapping me. And then I went, so we had 10 of them. I thought, oh fuck, I'm going to die, Sonia. She goes, yeah, well now we're going to do 10 100-metre sprints. So we had to do that. And then, so how did we get home? We had to run.
You had to run back again.
She nearly killed me, but it was like, I went, oh my God. Because as I was running along, I was going, I'm running with an Olympic runner. I watched her on the telly. Like,
how did you know her in the first place? How did you get in touch with her?
As I said, no, I just texted her. On Twitter, what do we call it? Yeah, I just tweeted her. I'd never met her. But I went, I can't go.
So for anyone watching, if you want to go training with Sonia O'Sullivan,
yeah, just tweet. Yeah, tell her she'd go, yeah.
she kill you.
Well, no, that's the real Irish attitude.
So you're a banjaxed after that, yeah?
Yeah, because I was in Melbourne and she's Irish. I thought I had some sort of, you know, some sort of gateway to be, it would have been okay to
yeah.
her. And it turns out, anyway, it was.
That's dead sound, isn't it?
Yeah, and then she came to me gigs and all. It was brilliant.
Ah, nice.
Yeah, so it was great thing to do.
What does Dublin mean to you, Jason?
Oh my God. Well, unfortunately, it's a cliche because it means home. Because I've gigged all over the world. I could have lived in, I was thinking of living in Australia, living in Britain, and this dragged me back all the time. Do you know what I mean? It just kept dragging me back because this is where my family was. And then my dad, of course, oh my God. But, you know, my dad, he was a great fella, you know, but sometimes he injects you with something, but it kind of made sense because he used to say, you're only ever really welcome in your own home. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And that doesn't mean that people are going to be horrible to you in Australia or anything, but it's just you don't feel like that's where you're from. Yeah. We all get dragged back to where we're from. So I've been very lucky to be able to stay in that place that's now in lockdown. Look, you can see, all I really know is to put a bubble over it. Like that.
Truman Show.
Or no, The Simpsons. Remember that?
Yeah. What's next for Jason Byrne?
Okay, right, so it's going to be world domination in children's books. We're into our third book now, but I should be the next Roald Dahl. And then I Laugh is the next thing.
I Laugh.
I Laugh, which is going to be a comedy app. And I say comedy app, but anybody can post on it. But it's going to be like comedians posting up there and throwing their stuff up and subscribing to them. And then we're going to be selling tickets to gigs there when the gigs are back. But it's
Kind of like a TikTok for comedy, or Instagram for comedy.
Yeah, and like TikTok is kind of ended up being kind of comedy. Do you know what I mean? But this is
But
just,
not comedic sketches.
Yeah, so this will just be another source.
Very good.
And then I should become a multi-millionaire tech guy. And then I'm going to buy a yacht and write books on it.
Right.
Yeah. Or I'm just going to stay in the knoll, not write anymore, and put my head under the covers. So anyway, no, definitely, yeah. But more getting out, more of this.
More of this.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's what I like to hear.
This is now, you know, I've been out about 3 or 4 times out in forests during the lockdown, but not enough.
Right.
It's amazing.
It takes a push to come out here, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, yeah.
But once you get up here, like we were saying earlier, once you come up here, you're like, this is great. Should do this more often. But here, listen, thanks very much for coming out with me.
Thanks,
To
Derek.
hike with me. This has been great crack.
Yeah,
And
brilliant.
yeah, everything that you're doing in the future, best of luck with it. I'll definitely be tuning in. I'll be able to sit near the front of the audience now because I know you won't pick me out and have a go at me.
No, I won't.
But no, that's savage. Listen,
Be grand.
thank you so much. We'll do a fist bump.
There we go, Derek. No
And
bother.
yeah, thank you all for watching Hiking with Derek. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Please like the video if you did and share it and do whatever else you want with it. And if you have anyone in mind that you think I should take out on the next hike, let me know. I'd appreciate it. So thank you all.
Me again.
Jason Byrne again. You're welcome again. See y'all later.
Nice day for it, isn't it?
Oh yeah, savage.
Look at us. We're walking. Here, Derek, will you take it then? Oh, please,
We'll take a picture of their legs and say they're our legs.
Cool.
Here you go. Better give that back to you. Yeah?
What's your name?
Shane, Pat.
Shane. Sean. Jason. Derek.
Nice.
Right.
Sound lads. Cheers.